Welcome to San Francisco, one of my favorite cities in the world that in the past decade has slowly started going downhill. Honestly, I truly do love San Francisco. I grew up in the Bay Area, so I'm not gonna try to have a biased opinion on it. I'm gonna show you the raw, the truth, the gritty, and what's truly going on in San Francisco. One of the things that people are unaware of and don't realize is that in the past decade, San Francisco has turned into a real life zombie land. Yeah, I mean, you see people on the street, literally like this. That is a very common stance. It's almost like the San Francisco staple, I would say, at this point. And it's truly sad because growing up, I love coming to San Francisco. It felt like a place to come bring your family. It felt like a nice little vacation spot. And now it's definitely turned into somewhat of a shit show. You see the drug use just blatantly being used on the street, and the cops are doing nothing about it. Why, you might ask? You know, growing up, I think as a kid, I was scared to maybe, spark up a joint on the street and get in trouble by law enforcement. But here you see people use a lot more harder substances than just some flour, and they're blatantly doing it on the street with zero consequences. I'm gonna see if I run into any officers today that I can ask, hey, why do you guys allow people to just publicly consume stuff that they're not supposed to be with zero consequences, and see if we get any answers from there. I'm also gonna walk into some of the neighborhoods that are just known to have a lot of people on the street doing what I'm talking about. I recently came across a video by Elon Musk, and I know people might have certain opinions about Elon Musk, but he was essentially explaining why in San Francisco there's so much drug use and abuse on the street, and how it benefits local government and politicians. In other words, the way he explained it was that the city and the state, they run programs to help these people that are on the street, and per individual on the street, they rack up $900,000 for these programs. And obviously they say that it's gonna go towards, fixing the problem and helping these people. But the reality of the truth is that it seems like there's more people out on the street. And there's even open drug dealing going on here in the street with police officers right next to them doing absolutely nothing about it, which is insane. But this is what San Francisco has turned into, And I'm not gonna sit here and try to bash this entire city. I truly do love San Francisco. Like I said, I'm from the Bay Area. I still love coming out here, but it is not a place that I enjoy bringing my kids to anymore, because you just never know what you're gonna see out here. And I know that there's a lot of big cities that are very similar to SF. I'm not gonna sit here and directly point fingers at only SF, but what I will say is this: California makes a ton of money through taxes, and they use a lot of these programs and all this money to come in to fund their own pockets. So in other words, the government and politicians here in California take a lot of advantage of the amount of money that comes through this state to fill up their own pockets. And I mean, what can you say, bro? It's almost like pure evil, Across the street. But now this entire video isn't only about the big issues and problems in SF. I'm also going to show you a lot of the beauty of San Francisco, because like I mentioned, I do still love coming out here, and it's sad that what's going on is going on, but corruption in politics is just something that we're never going to be able to avoid. One of my biggest pieces of advice if you're visiting San Francisco, especially if you're bringing young ones, small ones with you, be aware when you're walking on the street if somebody is openly consuming or blowing smoke, because you do not know what they're consuming. I mean, fentanyl is probably one of the most popular choices out here for the people, so you don't want to be a victim of walking near somebody that can possibly be using fentanyl. You have zero idea, and they blow that in the air, and now you're a victim of the situation. We got a gentleman here on the street. It's kind of going through it. Honestly, I just feel bad, man. I feel bad for all these people that are living these, they're living these really, really sad realities. If this video gets to 500 likes, I will do 24 hours in San Francisco, and I will come spend the night on the street in SF and document the experience of actually staying out here overnight, because I don't judge these people. I truly don't. I think that a lot of people are born into unfortunate situations, and because of those unfortunate situations, whether it was lack of love or support from the people around them, they get stuck in this cycle, and this is literally hell on earth.
All right, good.
All right, what was your name, bro?
Appreciate it. Kevin, bro.
Nice to meet you, Kevin.
Nice to meet you too.
All right, be
Hey,
safe
have a
out
good
here,
one.
bro.
Yeah, you
Y'all have a
too.
good one, all right?
You too.
All right, brother. Smells like straight dank on the street. I ain't gonna lie. This bro doing. Man, one thing I've been told before in the past is that the reason there's so many homeless people here is because in states where homeless people wouldn't be able to survive due to weather conditions, they get brought in buses to San Francisco. Now, I can't state that that's a fact, but it almost makes sense. Sometimes you wonder why there's so many of them on the street. Like, where do they all come from?
One measure I check is I jog every day to work.
Yeah.
And there were times where I couldn't even go on the sidewalk because there was so much activity going on, and there were people who were camped out in the stairs, so I couldn't go in the subway without letting go of the railing because I couldn't get to the railing. It's really changed in the last year and a half.
And why so? Do you think it's like law enforcement is putting their foot down, or what do you think is helping it?
They're treating people a lot more humanly now. Like, they're not punishing people because they're using drugs. They're helping them get it. They're aggressively helping them get into treatment. They're definitely coming down hard on drug dealers, so that's a big change. That's if you're dealing drugs, and the reports are that you're being, you know, the law enforcement's going to be on you. But mostly, I think the pandemic put the whole city in a tailspin, right? It used to be that you could put, like, homeless shelters are pretty crowded.
Yeah.
But we had homeless shelters. We couldn't put people closer together than 6 feet. We had to figure out spaces to put them. So we allowed them, and I think it was the right thing to do, at least to camp outside where it was safer.
Right.
Once we got the vaccines in place and people were starting to get them, and you could actually put people back in, then we started managing people back into shelters and the homes. That changed everything from 23 to 24. But then the drug use that was going on, that's what you see the big changes between 24 and 25.
So as a local, you would say it's getting better?
Definitely since 2023, absolutely.
Interesting, okay. Well, you see, I'm not exactly from here. I came on the ferry, but in my experience, I still come out. I feel like I still see it a lot. That's why I'm interested to talk to locals.
You don't see, it used to be you couldn't go a block without seeing 6 or 7 people.
Okay.
So make sure the glasses you're wearing, you don't want to wear rose-colored glasses and only see the positives, but don't only look for the negative.
Understood.
Yeah, I think you'll see it. Just approach it like, oh, you know what a great thing to do? Take a look at old videos from 2023, 2024. It is like night and day.
Okay.
You'll see it, and it's objective. It's not like people trying to spin it.
Yeah.
It's what you're seeing with your own eyes.
I will say overall, I love San Francisco, and I mentioned that from the beginning. I love this city, and it was sad. Just I have kids, and I kind of stopped bringing my kids here after a while because of how bad the street was, you know. But it's nice hearing it from a local, because that was part of my goal, was to talk to the locals that actually live here, not just visit like myself, and hear your guys' feedback. So you think
you know what? I appreciate that. And one thing I really recommend, where the city is still, its heart is alive and beating her in the neighborhoods. Like, my daughter and her husband live out in Excelsior.
Yeah.
And I go out there 2 days a week, take care of my grandson. I go to the playground, there's all these families there. I go to the library, there's free readings. And my Spanish is pretty good, so I can talk to a lot of the community.
Yeah.
And there's definitely a better feeling in the city now than there was 2 years ago.
All right.
And I see kids coming back, I see people with strollers, I see people holding babies. That's a good sign. If you're actually feeling comfortable bringing your kid in the city, having your kid in the playground, having your kid in the library, that says that you're confident that the city's on the right track.
What about like all the businesses that closed down and stuff? Do you think they'll eventually come back to the city?
So one of the big things we forgot, bookstores are already starting to die out before the pandemic because people were getting them from Amazon.
Right.
Amazon itself, all the deliveries really hit retail. That's happened in every big city, not just San Francisco. So a lot of the retail that used to be you'd walk up and you'd see something, because so many people do their stuff from deliveries now.
Yeah.
Retails can't keep up.
Okay.
So I try to go out and do brick and mortar. I try to buy things. I have to get a few things here and there. I never order because I like to have shops.
Right.
I like to be able to walk in and try something with my hands rather than hope that I got the right size or everything.
Would you say that the media is portraying San Francisco worse than it actually is?
It's funny. I did a search about a week ago, and almost every headline was San Francisco's coming back.
Okay.
You look at Newsweek, look at New York Times, look at that. They're all saying the same thing. They're giving a lot of credit to the new mayor, The new mayor definitely has made a visible sign of the city's being healthy again. Population's coming back. People are coming. The tourism is really taking off.
What direction are you going? This way? That way?
They're going to go into the
Let's go.
There were no tourists in the city during those scary years. Now they're coming back.
Okay.
Go check out Fisherman's Wharf and you'll see, okay, they're definitely, people are coming back and they're all saying the same thing. It's like, I heard this was a shit show and now it's like, it's really a beautiful city.
What was your name?
Peter.
Nice to meet you, Peter.
What's your name?
Luis. Have a good one, bro. Hasta luego. Wow. And just like that, you heard it from a local himself. He is, I think, covering a lot of points that I wasn't covering for sure. Again, when you just come and visit the city, I think it's easier to have a biased opinion about it over actually living here. He walks these streets, obviously, as you can tell. He's about to take the subway now, and he is saying on his own that it is getting much, much better out here. So, and he's right. I'm not seeing it where I'm walking now on this main street. I'm not seeing a bunch of drug use and stuff, but there's definitely streets where it gets a little crazier, a little more hectic. But I guess that's kind of everywhere in the world. I don't know. You still see people tweaking out though. By all means, So look, bro, I'm out here basically documenting the city. One of the things I was talking about was kind of like the drug use in the city, like how prominent it is and how you kind of walk around and it's almost like zombie land in certain places. But I was just talking with the local now, and he's saying that it's getting a lot better than before. What's your opinion on that?
I mean, shit, he ain't lying. I mean, it's getting better than what it was, but shit, it's life, bro. They gonna do what they want. You feel me? You got new drugs popping out every other month, every other year, and shit, they not gonna stop, But it's definitely getting better, It's usually all down there. They be in one little area, you feel me? So it ain't like the whole city bad. You feel me? Come with us. We lit out here.
Right. And that's what he was telling me. He's like, "Do you see it right here?" And I'm like, "Well, you're right."
Yeah.
I'm like, "It ain't everywhere anymore."
Yeah, nah, it's not everywhere. It ain't everywhere. You feel me?
Here in these main streets, like the one we're on now, it is very unlikely that you're gonna see more of the public consumption, especially during the daytime. Maybe at nighttime it comes out more, but there's certainly certain streets where it goes down. He also mentioned that I just gotta be very, very careful. It gets dangerous out there, and there's a lot of people, selling stuff, committing crimes basically, and the last thing they want is somebody with a camera coming around. So I'm gonna try to see if we make our way down there and hopefully not get into any trouble today, man. One of the biggest things too with the people that live on the street out here is that a lot of them don't want to be on camera. Some of them haven't seen their families in years, or their families have no idea where they're even at, and the last thing they want is to pop up in a video, so there's that. One of the things that the guy mentioned previously was that the reason a lot of stores are going out of business is because people are just buying online. But I will say that one of the topics I didn't bring up, which I should have while we were talking, is the fact that there is a law here that allows people to steal up to, I believe it's like $800 of merchandise before law enforcement does anything about it. So that's actually driven a lot of the reasons that people go into stores and steal to begin with, because they know that there's actually no real consequences. The stores didn't just go out of business because people weren't going and visiting and buying from the stores. A lot of what was happening was too much theft. People were blatantly going in and just stealing whatever they wanted. So I'm at a local lounge right now, and I was asking one of the guys off camera, who's also a local here, hey, what's your opinions on SF? Do you think it's getting better? How's the issues that we're discussing earlier in the video? And he basically said that it's horrible. Essentially, most of the problem comes from fentanyl. He explained pretty well how the city has gone through different phases of problems. Like, I guess in the 90s, SF had the highest murder capital rate across the country, which is pretty crazy. And right now, one of the biggest issues is fentanyl, and also people's cars getting hit, aka getting bipped. One of the most common things here in SF. If you ever visit San Francisco, don't leave anything in your car. Even if you think you're hiding it well, most cars, especially rentals, get targeted to get hit, and that is probably one of the other biggest problems in SF, is the issue of your car getting broken into. I just got advice about 3 different locations I should go visit. This first one we're gonna go see, I was told to be very careful with my camera, to not make it super obvious that I'm filming. Basically, it could get a little dangerous. So I'm gonna try my best to be as discreet as I can. Hopefully it ain't nothing too crazy, but wish me luck. So just so you get an idea, all right, we're on a main street, which is that one right now that I just came out of, right? And we're like 1-2 blocks, and you're on Turk Street. This is kind of where it starts. This is the Tenderloin. This whole thing is where it's going down. This is where all the action's at. But we're only blocks away from one of the most drug-infested parts of San Francisco, which is insane. Right, that's some of the most San Francisco shit you'll ever see, literally. And funny enough, we're right around the corner from City Hall too. How you doing today?
Good, thank you.
So
how are you doing?
I'm doing great, thank you. I'm basically walking towards the Tenderloin. Are you local here?
Yeah.
What can you tell people about the Tenderloin?
It's not as bad as people think. Probably have to be very careful, but I don't see any really big bad danger from people.
Careful in what sense?
Well, you know, getting robbed or whatever, mugged. But I've never seen that really, and I've been here a long time.
Okay.
But people are very sad. They're all hooked on something or other, and they can't survive, so it's rough for them.
How long have you lived in San Francisco?
Since the 70s.
Would you say it's gotten better or worse?
Well, it was so different when I first moved here. There were small businesses, things to do. Now it's kind of buffed out.
Yeah.
That stuff's all gone.
Right. I was just telling them how I slowed down bringing my family out here. I have 2 kids, and
oh, yeah?
I feel like, but you know what? Actually, today, I'm not gonna lie. For some reason, the streets look cleaner. I feel like I'm seeing less of like the open consumption I was used to seeing a lot. So that is one thing I'm noticing. Which is nice, because that was probably a big fear of mine, was the open consumption. And you walk by with your family or something, and you have no idea what you can consume by just walking by them.
Sure.
So, well, it was nice talking to you.
Nice talking to you. Think there's a new mayor, and I think he's really doing a lot of work.
Somebody just told me about that. That's what I was going to ask you. Do you think the city's going to keep getting better?
Oh, yeah, definitely. The other one was, I don't know. She didn't do anything.
What about, like, you know how a lot of businesses kind of left San Francisco? I know somebody told me that it had a lot to do with, like, online shopping. But I was telling them that there was a lot of people just looting stores, correct? That was, like, a big thing. Has that gotten better, or have you heard anything about that?
I think it's better.
Okay.
I haven't heard much about it. But everybody's more careful than they were before.
Right.
And the punishment was very minimal, I guess, for people that were robbing stores.
Right there. He's been here since the 70s. It's kind of nice seeing people that have been here for so long. You really get a different perspective of SF, and I guess we kind of got 2 sides to it. One guy said, this is a great city. I think he must have a lot of love for the city, of course, and he finds the beauty in it. And I think you can also see it for what it is, I guess. And no city's perfect, but maybe it'll get better here. Maybe one day businesses will finally be able to come back. I was so concerned, though, about the camera coming into the Tenderloin. Now he's saying be worried about getting robbed. Like, what? Yeah, man. So wish us luck. We're already only about half a block away, and we're about to see what's up. I've been to Turk Street once before, I believe. Haven't been there since. But here's where we got to be careful, essentially, how we do this and that, because I've seen a lot more of that now. Definitely a lot of people, like I said, out here doing illegal activities. So they have people just standing on the street all day as watchmen. So there's definitely people out there that their entire job is to watch for anything strange. And well, what I'm about to do is not common. People do not come down here with a camera, We're officially on the Tenderloin block, and quite honestly, it looks not much different than anything else. I still just feel like I'm in any other part of the city. There is a lot of Chinese restaurants here, a lot of Chinese fast food, that's one thing I'll say. But we're about to try to go in through the blocks, the street, see if we see anything different. I do think there's a park here that I was told about called Pill Park. And it seems like that's where a large portion of transactions and things are happening. And there's definitely a ton of law enforcement here. A lot more than I remember ever seeing before. The streets are a little tighter. There's definitely a lot more living space besides just the businesses here. These are all like apartments and apartments and apartments. I'm sure all of these are apartments. Streets are definitely just a lot dirtier. We got another sheriff here. A lot of law enforcement for sure. I mean, which is good. If anything happens, hopefully they can respond quick enough, But now I'm feeling more of a, I don't know. I want to say it gives me like New York vibes. There's definitely a lot more people living on the street here. Just like laying on the floor and stuff, He tried telling me something about a camera. He's like, you shouldn't be recording or something. This is High Street. Damn, all right, so we're on the street now. Oh my God. Yeah. I don't know what this guy's on. You just gotta be careful out here. You feel me? You never know. He's tripping about the camera. I kind of had a feeling this was gonna happen. The biggest thing here is just you gotta be careful who they might tell, you know? He was just more concerned that he was on camera, trying to get away from him. All right, so he definitely told somebody that I got a camera. I just saw him tell somebody, and that somebody's crossing the street to go tell somebody else. I don't know. I don't really know what's going on right now. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. We should not be here. If you guys can see, they're across the street now. Trying to stay as still as possible. That's the street, bro. It's almost like this place is divided into two different streets. Like one street for people to just walk, and another street for people to just basically like tweak out. On that whole other side of the street, everybody's just like on some shit. It's just crazy. But it's like, I definitely kind of had to come looking for it, but it's almost crazy how close this is to City Hall and to the main streets out here. All right, so here goes one of the first literal zombie people, bro, just like completely out. What a trip. I'm changing to the other side of the street now. This is basically the side of the street where it's all going down. Damn, I need to find a way to turn off this front camera, no cap. Got homies just day drinking right now. What's up, man? What's your name?
Hey, my name is Thomas. TMO for short. You know, hey, I'm from San Francisco. You know, I know I'm scruffy, but yeah.
How long you been living out here for, bro?
I was born out here. I lived out here for 14 years.
Yeah.
And then I moved to Concord, and I moved to Pittsburgh, and I moved to Pacifica, and came back. When I came back here, I was about 19 years old.
Damn. You're
and then
a kid.
I got my own spot.
Yeah. And then how long do you stay here in the Tenderloin?
Yeah, I do. I live in Tenderloin. Yes, I do.
What's it like here in the Tenderloin?
I mean, you just gotta be careful. You gotta watch your step, because you know there's a lot of dog poop out here.
Right, I came across them. Yeah.
Yeah. So you just gotta watch out. You gotta be careful, and you gotta protect your family.
That's right, bro. And do you have any advice for anybody like visiting San Francisco?
Do not bring your kids to the Tenderloin. That's my only advice.
Yeah,
do not bring this is not a good area to bring your kids, because there's a lot of drug hits, a lot of people that do drugs.
Yeah.
And there's needles on the ground. You don't want your kid to step on a needle, right? I wouldn't want my kid to.
Right.
But, my best advice, if you used to come to San Francisco, take him to Fisherman's Wharf.
Yeah, it's nice out there.
Pier 39.
Right on. It was nice to meet you, brother. I wish you the best of luck, all right?
Thank
you. Have
you.
a good one, bro.
Where can I watch your vlog?
Louis Vlogs.
Where can I watch it at?
Louis Vlogs on YouTube.
Okay.
Louis Vlogs on YouTube.
Okay.
All right, bro. Have a good one, all right?
Appreciate it.
Take care, bro. Best of luck. All right, so I did hook the homie up with $20. He asked me for some change, and I was like, you know what? I got you, bro. You want to say what's up to my vlog real quick? Y'all have a good one, bro. I don't know what kind of car that is, guys. This is pretty cool. So you heard what he said. Watch your step. He said there could be needles on the floor. It's actually something I didn't consider. We saved ourselves from stepping on some doo-doo earlier, but yeah, there could be needles on the floor. You don't know what kind of substances people might be blowing out in the air. Those are like the things you gotta be careful with. And he's right. This is not a place for your kids. It's not a place for yourself. Don't come. This is a stay at home and watch Louis do it type of thing. You know what I mean? Here goes another kind of surreal encounter here. Yeah, this shit's not good.
Easy.
Oh, hands, man. I take back anything I said about this feeling normal out here. This does not feel normal. This is just absolutely like, it's crazy, bro. I'm not gonna lie, it feels gloomy. It feels like you can just feel the pain walking through the streets, man. And I know you're gonna say, well, you know, like, what do you mean, Louis? You feel it, bro. You feel it in the air. Like, the vibe is like survive, you know? The vibe is survive. You're walking and you're like trying not to step over people and shit, or needles, or This is crazy. This is insane. Honestly, just feel bad, like, for all the people that this is their reality, bro. Like, I'm here documenting it, and then I get to go home to my family. Like, these people live this every single day. This is crazy. I feel for them, for real. I feel like there has to be more done here to help the community. There's no way there's this much money in SF and this type of stuff is still going on out here. I would say that normally walking this is like, it's crazy, but it's not that crazy. I think it feels way more sketchier because I'm filming. And this is like the most common sight here. It's just basically an entire corner or entire streets just with people there. Say what's up to a vlog, bro.
Yo, what's up? Yo, go to the Tesoro, bro. Family
This is
business.
you right here? For real?
Yeah.
It's funny too, because I was looking for a place to eat. I'm about to in a bit though. I still gotta finish filming right now, but
sure.
I might damn near come back, bro. You check out El Tesoro. Yo, bro, tell me about the Tenderloin, bro. Whoa, tell me a little bit about it. Or tell the people a little bit about it.
It's a beautiful neighborhood, man. It's a beautiful neighborhood with beautiful people, but it gets a lot of bad attention from, you know, the television, from the news stations. But if you come here, bro, everyone's gonna treat you with respect if you treat them with respect.
I like that.
Yeah.
I feel like everybody's trying to put fear in them. You're the first one to say it's beautiful.
Nah, hell nah, bro. It's beautiful, bro. Once you know people, it's beautiful. If you don't know anybody, it might be hella scary, you know? 'Cause
Yeah.
a lot of scary faces, a lot of felons here, whatnot.
Right, yep. But hey, that's part of the city though. Yeah, so he said if we came down 1 or 2 blocks and just turn left, we're gonna kind of see the Mecca of it. We might have already gone through it, potentially. It's definitely like the side of the street you're on matters a lot. The right side seems to be where more of the activity's at. Even though these people are doing drugs, they're literally doing them on one side of the street. You could definitely just choose to like go through a different side, you know? Oh my God, this shit is crazy, bro.
Stepping into this part of the city was eye-opening. You realize really quick you're outnumbered, and this could turn out really bad fast.
I'm so focused on the camera being hidden, I'm not paying attention to where I'm stepping. I might have potentially stepped on some doo-doo by now at this point. Yeah, I just think these are places you don't want to pull your phone out. I mean, you can pull your phone out, but you don't want to be filming, like blatantly filming, you know? There's people doing crack here on the left. You could definitely tell right away, like, who's selling this shit and who's just, like, consuming it, you know? The sellers are dressed super clean, super nice shoes, whereas, like, everybody else is just struggling. It's kind of crazy. They definitely found out I was filming, so let's get the hell out of here. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. So now I'm on Mission Street, one of the main streets here in the city of San Francisco. And this is the last one I was talking to you guys about, because this is a very busy street. There's a lot of restaurants here. It's definitely somewhere that tourists go and visit. And you still kind of get the same effect outside on the streets. A lot of people just drugged out on the street, doing drugs on the streets. This is probably one of the most like trippy ones, because I think when you go into the Tenderloins, you kind of feel it right away. You know what you're walking into in a way. Here, you think you're kind of walking into a same situation all over again, but you're not. You're on one of the most busiest streets in San Francisco that's full of a lot of great restaurants. And yeah, I feel like this is a perfect street to round up, like that middle ground in San Francisco of a little bit of everything here, you know? This is what I mean by SF being that perfect balance on Mission Street, because even though you get a little bit of crazies on the street, you also get a lot of culture. I mean, you can walk out to a local grocery shop, get yourself some vegetables, some fruits, get ready to go cook dinner, you know? It's a lot of different food spots here. You literally have about every single food option you can imagine. But I'm excited to go show you guys this food spot. This is actually requested by popular demand. I had did another food spot that's pretty close to this one, and everybody in the comment section told me that the spot we're going to right now is the spot. So we're gonna go check that out, see if it really is what they say it is, you know what I'm saying? This dude's drunk on the street, bro. He was just cursing out some people on the street. I felt kind of bad. He was talking to a lady. I waited there, and she just got in her car and left, but it sounded like he wanted to whoop her. I was like, bro, what's wrong with this guy? This is like the thing this is exactly what I'm talking to you guys about. Walking through Mission, it's like you get a little bit of everything here, that's for sure. It's like reminds you of being like in Colombia or something. It's just like so much going on. You got some more grocery stores there. Hey, the police is outside. Dude, I just kicked the tomato. Bruh. Alright, I look, you might have just fetched some rodents with that one. Look at that, that was kind of cool. What's up, bro? You had a cool little way to get around. I've been walking this entire time. When I tell y'all I've walked probably like 6 miles today, is no joke, man. I ain't gonna lie, I started filming some short format content and I low-key smashed all my food already. This side of San Francisco is definitely on the nicer side, more of the bougie side, if I may say so myself. The only thing you gotta be careful with here is your car getting broken into. This is a very popular tourist location. So people come here with intentions to break into people's cars because they know you're not from here and they know you have all your personal belongings in a suitcase. So that's the only thing to be aware of. But if you plan on coming to San Francisco, this is a must visit, okay? This is gonna be one of the best views you're ever gonna get in San Francisco. Usually in the daytime, this entire field is just full of people. They'll just come bring blankets and lay down and hang out. And right now, the rest of the park is pretty lonely. This is usually what happens here at night. Even a parking spot, look, one of the rarest things you'll ever see in San Francisco. Honestly, the camera does not do this any justice, but it is absolutely beautiful up here. That thing is crazy. Wow. Wow, absolutely beautiful and stunning. And it's funny, like I said, in the daytime, this is a completely different vibe. This whole thing would be full of people. All this would be full of people. Right now, you just get a lonely park. It's kind of nice, though. And what's really nice about the public transportation system here in San Francisco is that it's basically everywhere. You don't necessarily need to pay to go on Ubers and spend all that money. Ubers do get very expensive out here. I highly recommend you explore the city and actually take advantage of the public transportation. I usually just use my Maps app on my iPhone, and that'll tell me what time the public transportation is arriving, what time it's leaving, and how much it's gonna cost. From there, I just downloaded the Clipper app, which is what you use to pay here in the Bay Area. That's gonna get you on BART as well. That's the method. Take advantage of the public transportation. It's nice, and it's everywhere, and it's very accessible. They also got their tennis courts up here, so if you're into tennis, that's always fun. And they do rollerblade lessons right there to the left for the kids. It seems like, I'm sure adults could partake in it as well, but yeah, it's honestly super interesting being here at this time of day on a weekday and seeing how empty it is. I'm so used to this being just super packed. And like I said, it's kind of like a lawless park here. People openly consume whatever they want, and it's kind of like the place to come do it, it feels like. I mean, I've done it myself. This is where I used to make a lot of videos. And just like that, the nighttime has came, and we're gonna call this video wraps. I hope you enjoyed it. Make sure you guys smash the like button. Get it to 500 likes, and we'll spend 24 hours in San Francisco, even the nighttime.